everybody.
Well,
Once again, my name is Dwayne. My Instagram is Dwayno_501, and I'm the director for the New York City Belize ParkFest, and I'm also here to represent my channel Beyond Belize. And I also have my lovely two co-hosts.
hello.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am a part of the Belize Park Fest. I am the assistant secretary, and I'm representing the Park Fest and also my new channel called the Big Fried Jack.
Great
Um,
name. Great name.
I'm
I wanna
excited to talk about it.
The Big Fried Jack. That's a fire name right there.
would love one right now. Yes,
Who? Yeah. Now we know what to get after this.
not here, not in Brooklyn. Hello, my name is Andrea K. Castillo. I guess today I'm the influencer, but I represent many entities as myself on social media. I'm Andrea K. Castillo. I am co-founder and creative director of thenewcarry.com, which is a zine that is all catered to telling the stories of Caribbean creatives across the diaspora. And of course, I try to get our Belizean people in there as much as humanly possible. Formerly founder of Cask Rum Beverages, a bottled rum cocktail company that was focused on making Caribbean cocktails, rum pulpo, rum sorrel, rum punch.
Sounds delicious.
And it is. It's very good because I make it, and my mom and my grandma make sure that everything tastes right, and so I do the same. And I'm also co-founder of Double Barrel Rum Club, which is a rum social club based in New York City. We do tastings and parties since 2018. So it's a little bit about me.
Nice, nice. See? And just so everyone knows, we're all Belizean, obviously.
Correct.
All right, big shout out to TC behind the camera through my lens. Drop a bomb for TC. And also,
Here.
yes, and we also have a guest, Bianca. She's not going to be on camera, but she's hanging out for moral support.
In the stew.
Yep, in the stew, chilling, fly on the wall, she says. All right, so let's get into our first topic here. Of course, I want to talk about the ParkFest experience and for us to have a nice little recap about it.
Yeah.
Of course, we're not representing our social media team right now. This is just something from my perspective, and I just want to have these lovely ladies give their extra and their input as well. So, Brittany, representing the Big Fried Jack, definitely give me, your ParkFest experience.
My Park Fest experience was great. It was like the best event I've been to in a long time representing Belize. I feel honored because I experienced it from the start to the last. Um, so being there, it was amazing to see a lot of Belizeans come out and seeing them have a good time. Um, all the athletes that came represented. If I felt cool to even walk next to them.
Definitely felt cool, huh?
Yeah. So
Wait, who were the athletes?
We had Sean Gill.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Gill.
We had Big Baby Jarrell.
Oh yeah.
Big Baby Miller.
Jarrell Miller.
Jarrell Big Baby Miller.
Yes.
And we had a lot of people in government as well. So I felt, up there. But I had a good time. So my experience was very positive. So I'll pass it down to Andrea. Andrea.
Yeah. But we are in Brooklyn, so
Yeah, I mean, but my family's still in Brooklyn, so my name is still Andrea. So in regards to the Park Fest, I first came across the fact that this was even happening via the embassy page in DC. Because for many years with my bottled rum cocktail company, I had let me not push. Let me touch the mic. I had presented my beverages there and sold bottles and by the cup for many years. So I've been like tapped into the embassy in DC and saw this New York like Belize Fest. I was like, what? I'm like, how did I not know about this when I'm here and I'm like a walking Belizean flag? That was like kind of crazy. So I saw it. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, I need parts. I need to figure out who's behind this. Before I even find out who's behind it, I'm just sending this to like friends and family. I'm like, yo, there's a Park Fest. It's an industry city. It's in Sunset Park. It's closer to us. We don't got to go that far. Like, let's go. So and then I like, send you guys messages and I figured out who was behind it. And I'm like, okay, great. I had a really great experience. So for the day of the Park Fest, I what I do, I round up the troops. I brought my entire family, brought my parents and one of my brothers, and we had a really good time. I've been to Industry City a bunch, like for other events. Being in these multiple spaces that like I'm in, like I've been there for like arts events, for like maker events, little like workshops, this and that. And also, fun fact about Industry City, that's where the Serato headquarters are for the DJs.
Yes, it is.
So I've been there for that as well. And a lot of my DJ friends do happen to have events at Industry City. So I'm like, oh, cool, like great spot, like really clean, well put together. I'm like, oh, this is lit. And
it's definitely lit.
It's lit.
It's definitely
like they
lit.
got bathrooms. You don't got to worry about a porta potty.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone born and raised in Brooklyn that had gone to ParkFest prior in the 90s growing up, like I really enjoyed it. And when that kind of stopped, I always wanted and like waited for something like that to happen again. So when I saw this, I'm like, this is happening and it's near home. Easy.
You had to be there, right?
You had to be there. And for me and my family as like very musical people, there's many musicians in my family. I have a degree in music industry. I DJ now as a music journalist prior. Like what we care about more than anything, we care about two things.
Mm-hmm.
We care about music and we care about food. So we were very happy to see that there were so many Belizean artists performing for the entire event, which was what, 8 hours? Because it was 4 to 12. Midnight, so that's 8 hours. I can count. And a lot of people that had not yet performed in the U.S., a lot that came from Belize specifically for that event. And I was like, wow, like this is amazing. I'm happy this is happening. We need to do more of this. So the musical aspect, the venue, like that was like really like the big thing for me. Of course, like in addition to like all the people that came out, the athletes, like folks from both sides of the government. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow, I'm like, this might be better than what's going on in the country itself. I'm like, because some people won't even talk to people. So I was like, wow, I'm like, if we can do this one time and this happened, I'm like, imagine what can happen in the future.
That's true. Now, when I was plotting, right? Because that's what I was doing.
When did this start?
This started honestly, this started last year.
Okay.
It honestly started last year because I had reached out to the original owner of ParkFest, Buddy Brown. And,
okay.
But we haven't had ParkFest in so long.
A while, yeah.
So I was thinking one day I was just hanging out with my mother, and I was like, yo, wow, what happened to ParkFest, right? I was like, we used to always have ParkFest. What's going on?
Valid question.
And she was like, you're right. So I was like, who used to run it? And it turned out it was Buddy Brown. And Buddy Brown actually has known me since I was a kid.
Of course.
Like every other Belizean.
As it goes.
So it go. They know you from when you were a child. And, so I actually I was working one day, and my job finished in Harlem, and he lives in Harlem.
Okay.
So when I got off of work, I I just walked over to the park where he used to have ParkFest.
145th?
Yeah, 145th. And we were just, we was just chilling on the bench, just talking. And he was like, I know you. And I was like, I remember you, but I don't know,
One of these, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then we were just chopping it up on the bench and, we were just living our lives, talking about everything. And I had asked him, I was like, hey, do you mind if I take it over? Or at least can you guide me so that way I can at least bring it back? And, he said, yeah, he gave me the blessing. And then, of course, he gave me the rundown on the problems that I'm going to hit. So that was like the biggest deal right there, because all of those problems, I was like, I did hit those problems, right? And more.
Oh, and more. Yikes.
So,
it didn't look like it. I'll say that.
I mean,
from the outside.
From the outside looking in, yes. And then even for me, I don't really consider them problems. Brittany knows, she was with me the whole step.
Yeah.
Even for me, I don't really consider them problems because, we just handled it and we kept it moving as you're supposed to do.
Correct.
Right.
Correct with a K.
Correct. So that's why I was like, I took it over. And at first it took some time. And honestly, we actually did this event in, how long do you think it took us to actually pull this off?
Good question.
Okay. As someone that is an event producer, and has produced events in a month and also in a year, just because of the time in which I actually saw the flyer, I believe it's less than a year.
TC, how long do you think it was, bro? 8 months? Bianca, how long do you think it was? 4 to 6. Bianca's the closest. It was 3 months. 3 months it took us to pull off ParkFest.
3 months?
3 months.
Tree months?
Tree.
Oh my goodness.
Tree.
I would rip all my hair out, to be honest. I'm not even gonna hold you.
So honestly, it took 3 months, and that was the only reason why is because I had to scrap at least 3 teams. Right. So I had a team from the beginning that my mother had assembled, Avengers, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Mom.
Yeah, so she assembled the first team, but they just, no one was really responding in the group chat. I'm asking questions, no one's responding, nobody's pointing me in the right direction.
Worse.
So after a while, I say, yo, this team's scrapped.
We need a new team.
I need a new team. I need a younger team. I need a fresher team, and I need people that answer.
Yeah.
So, I hit the streets. You know what I mean? The streets with a K. You know what I mean?
Like this, you were hitting the streets like
I pull out my beach cruiser. And, I pulled out a little beach cruiser, and I was out there. And even the second team I broke down, it was pretty much a few people from the original group and then a couple of new people, and it still didn't work out. So then at
one point, and for people that don't know when this event happened, this was September 7th. This is the beginning of September. This event actually was also held the same day of the carnival in Belize.
Carnival weekend.
Yeah. So the actual parade in Belize, for all the September celebrations, was the same day.
And that wasn't done intentionally. That was actually.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It was actually forced on us that date.
Oh, okay.
That's how. Yeah. 3 months.
Because of venue.
We couldn't find a park in New York City in that short amount of time.
Oh yeah, because that's a big.
Yep, and then all the rules and regulations of how doing it in a park, and it was just a nightmare at first, But
it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of boxes to check off. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of people don't see that part, and that's why I kind of wanted to do something like this, is because I want people to get the little insight of what we have to go through to put something like this together. So it wasn't something, like I said, it took about 3 months because also we had to wait until we got approved for the 501c.
Okay, yeah, so that's multiple.
Yes, because this is a nonprofit organization, and the whole reason why I did is because the way Belizeans have always done business was a little shady, and for the
no comment.
Yeah. And for the older generation,
I won't say where I stand on that, but no comment.
And for the older generation, it's just something that they grew up, and that was the culture at that time. That it was, I know you helped me and I'm gonna help you.
Yeah, and I'm
But
gonna
then,
pass you this
but then,
little something, and then
exactly,
you're gonna make something happen.
you know, hand over foot. Right?
Yeah,
So from there, I was like, you know, we have to do it differently for us to progress and for us
correct.
to move forward.
Yeah,
So I said, you know, I want people to understand that this is something that has to be transparent.
hmm
So I said, what's better to be transparent than becoming a nonprofit?
true.
And on top of that, how many Belizeans do you know are really doing any nonprofit organizations? Right?
Well, on paper.
Exactly.
100% right.
Exactly.
I
So
know. Yeah.
so you know, so I took my business knowledge and I took all my senses and I just put it together.
hmm
And that was the first step, but that took a little bit longer because someone messed up the paperwork, so we had to wait. All of
Yo, once one thing
that.
is
Yeah.
incorrect on any
On
form for
any
any
phone, that's it.
business,
You already know
non
you got to go back to the drawing board. You got to
yeah.
wait. You got to
hmm
pay. You know what I mean?
For the
Yes.
mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you know, after that, it was just like, okay, got that out the way. We got the 501c. And then by the time we got that 501c, it was already summertime.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
It's
then
already
you just
summertime.
you're running. You're
So
running.
now I'm like, okay, we need a location.
Yeah.
Location. By that time, Brittany was on. So, you know,
Yeah.
Brittany, I consider her, like I said.
On his doorstep.
Shout out to Brittany.
Yes, yes, yes. So, you know, Brittany became my right hand. And
Appreciate it.
who else? And DJ Biggs came on.
Okay.
You know, I was reaching out to a whole bunch of, you know, young Belizean people out there. And
They're
they,
like, yo, this
yeah,
what
they
we
would
trying to
just
do.
and they would just guide me to, like, you know, other Belizeans. I'd be like, hey, do you know who does this? Do you know who
hmm
does that? That's how I even found TC. You know,
Okay.
TC was referred to me by Darren.
Okay.
Because
So
Darren
it's
usually uses TC for Punta Paranda Festival.
okay. I
Right?
get to go to that, but yes.
Darren Casanova.
Darren Casanova.
Yes.
You don't know Cass. Cass is one of the best artists out of Belize too. I'm not gonna even lie on that one. I got the pleasure of seeing him perform. You missed
I
out.
have not yet, but
Well, you might not. It's like a rare sighting, you know.
oh
So
okay.
I got lucky on that move. But yeah, but then from there, you know, I found a location, Industry City. We had a whole list of other locations, but nowhere had a stage. So
You know what? The event producer and me again. I was like, and this is me being like completely transparent.
mhm,
As Belizean people, we are not necessarily used to having nice things.
mm,
So when we have nice things, then like the questions start like happening. It's like, oh, well, how did you guys afford that? Who did this? Who friend, uncle, this?
mhm.
Who has an inn at this place? Who owns this place? Who did you have this conversation with for
With
this even to happen? And because like I know the space really well, I was like, yo, that was the first question in my head. I was like, it's here?
Is that Industry
I'm
City?
like, how did that happen? Well, now I know.
Yeah, so TC, when you do this, you know, when you do this edit.
Nowhere to chop chop.
Yeah, you know, but the secret is yes, it came from my pocket. Everyone who is involved, it really are volunteers. You
Okay.
know, everyone is a volunteer. Darren's a volunteer. Brittany's a volunteer. Our finance team is volunteers.
hmm
The only team that's not volunteers was our sponsorship team
Okay.
because I paid to make sure that we had the right marketing and sponsorship team.
How about the performance, like the performers?
Well, of course, you know the artists. So actually, that's going to be our next topic, right?
Oh,
We're going
okay.
to do the artist recap now, right? We're going to
Okay.
go into artist recap.
I'm ahead of the game.
Yeah, you know, you did the great pivot. You know, that was a great pivot.
I mean, I have done this for a while, so I'm like, I think I know what the next topic is going to be.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
of course, shout out to all of our artists. Big up all of our
Of
artists.
course.
Everyone that performed, everyone that came out and really put on a great show.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly I was trying to be selfish with this. I really didn't want to do ParkFest at first. I just wanted a concert. I just wanted to put on a concert with Belizean artists. That's all I wanted to
That's
do.
literally all I've wanted my entire life since I've
That's
got a degree in music industry.
That's all I wanted to do.
Some time ago. I'm not telling y'all the year. I'm an adult.
That's
But
all I wanted to do.
But like two things I've wanted to see in since then and even before then is a concert or an event with Belizean artists in New York, and also the same thing in Belize. And I went to the first International Music Festival in
How was it?
2022. I was, I was crying. I was crying in the club, the outdoor club, because it was in San Pedro. Um, but I 2022 was the last time I went to Belize, like with my family. I was there a month.
Oh, nice.
And it was the first time I was there that long in a very long time. So I'm like, yo, I'm trying to do everything. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to go to all the districts. I did. It was in July. My birthday's at the end of the month. The music fest is at the end of the month. I didn't get tickets in advance because I was like, how do I even buy tickets? Because they didn't have a proper like site yet. But I'm like, yo, I know how this works. I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna figure it out.
Exactly.
That's what you do.
And then they just had the little outlet where you just go and buy a ticket.
Whether it be like at like the ferry terminal or like at the actual place. So I did that, and like one of my friends, like she's like, yo, she's like, well, I have like a hotel in San Pedro, because she was a judge for like a bartending competition.
Ooh.
So I'm like, yo, let's go.
Yeah. Shout out the bartenders as well in Belize.
Yo.
They are coming up.
They definitely are.
And there are a lot of mixologists over there in Belize that are really putting on a great show. And they're, like you said, they're having competitions.
Yeah.
They're getting awards.
Yeah.
You gotta go, man. You gotta go in.
No, it was really cool. No, it was really cool. And so like they had the bartenders competition like in the afternoon, and then the show, like the first night of the show was like that evening. This was 2 years ago. And that night, that was more of like the dance hall kind of night. So that was a night with like Barrington Levy and Coffee. Let me tell you something, okay?
Tell us.
When Mr. Levy hit the stage, and the man did not hit the stage early, but actually Coffee was the last one to perform, and she performed at like 3-4 a.m. and I was still like, woo. Yo, when the man came on the stage and he performing Black Roses and all this things, I was just crying my face off, because I was like,
tears was coming from.
No, because I was like, yo, I'm like, I've listened to this music my entire life. So I've been waiting my entire life to be at a big concert in Belize, and I'm here. And my birthday was like 2 days ago. Like my mind was exploding. I was like, Black Rose, crying, like right next to the stage, taking a video. I'm like, ah. My homegirl's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you don't understand. I'm like, you don't understand how important this is to me. I'm going to take all these videos. I'm going to show it to my family when I get home, and they're going to be so happy for me. And they were. But I was like, wow. I'm like, this really happened. And it's chill, and people are having a good time and really supporting it. That should have been off. Take the notifications off. But it was a really great time.
It sounds like it.
It was a really great time. I mean, I only got there, well, the first time I got there was that year, but hope to be back at that fest next summer.
Okay. So you're going to Belize International Music and Food Festival next year, 3.0?
The plan is to be there, same thing, like hopefully the whole month of July, putting this out there, because if you don't say it, it's not going to happen.
Manifest it.
My goal for next July is to be in Belize again for 3 to 4 weeks for Lobster Fest, for the International Food Festival, be able to, film a bunch of content and interview a lot of local Belizean creatives and talents for a specific Belize-specific issue of the newcarry.com. I need the Belize Tourism Board to support this. Thank you.
BTB.
Yeah, come on, BTB. Like, don't play with me. Y'all know me. Come on. Yeah.
Like, BTB really helped us out. So
I'm glad they helped like bring some of the artists out. Yeah.
They sponsored the artists.
That's amazing. So, because when I saw the list of artists, I'm like, how do people get in over here? I'm like, that is not a cheap flight.
You might need a sponsor too, TC, man. Don't be afraid to ask, man. You know what they say, closed mouths don't get fed, man.
Correct. That's why I'm screaming right now.
So for my artists who came, so I spent a good amount of money Not even on. So we had Yas Talia Shadow and Kylon Ely.
Okay.
Originally, it was supposed to be J Money Shadow and Echo Middleton,
Okay.
right? But the problem was is that we had to get visas.
Oh yeah, that's big
So
business.
visas
That's a
is the
big.
problem.
Correct.
Visas,
Yeah. It takes a
especially
long time.
it didn't take us a long time, thank God.
Oh, okay.
We had to
Sorry.
push through. We was talking to people, talking to the right people. We had to
Chat, chat.
chat.
Mm-hmm.
We found the right company. Actually, one of our sponsors, Ken's travel agency, he deals with visas and visa applications. So he was the one.
Shout out to them.
So yeah, so if you look at the sponsor, banner, you'll see Ken's travel agency visa applications.
Oh, so it's like very specific to that.
Yes, so he
Okay.
does travel and all. He's a travel agent, but he also focuses on visa applications.
It's important.
So that was actually a big help. Turns out, he's related to one of the artists, so that helped.
Of course.
Of course.
The country is small enough. It's somebody, uncle, cousin, daddy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which helped.
Oh
Which
yeah.
helped us out because, like I said, I had to figure out what to do with visas. Now the situation didn't go as planned, where two of them didn't get the visas the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So we worked on that. We had that issue. Luckily, Kylon already had a visa. Yes,
Oh, that's good.
She was able to get her visa,
Mm-hmm.
and we actually had more people. It was a good list of people I had that were supposed to originally come.
Like how much longer than the list that we?
So we only got 3, but my original list was like 9 people. Yeah, we were shooting for the stars.
Boy.
I was shooting for the stars, but it was ParkFest and it was coming back, so I knew I had to make a splash.
Yeah.
So,
Sparkled.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we still did a big splash. It doesn't even matter. But
yeah, and my childhood fave, Asiatic. I'm like,
see?
my family loved me. They're like, oh, we've been here so long. I'm like, y'all could leave, but I'm like, the man didn't go on yet. And I've been waiting for this moment since I was a single digit.
So I don't know
person.
I don't know how Belizeans look at concerts, but
I don't know either.
But
and I'm still trying to figure it out because it's weird.
Yeah, because I don't understand. If you're a headliner, you go last.
Yeah, generally that's how that. Yeah.
Right? The biggest
artist goes last
because you want everyone to stay and see everybody else.
Yeah, so you
and then see your headliner.
Correct.
Right? So that's why he was last.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least close to the end as much as possible.
Yes.
But I don't know why Belizeans look at it like they want their headliners a little bit earlier. And then you just see your headliner and then you start to leave, but then there's still more acts.
Yeah, and just like I mentioned, like some people love. I don't think our people are used to events that last that long.
That's true too. But I hope
like
in the comments they,
because like when we looked at it, like I remember like showing my parents, my mom was like, "Wow, that's like really long." It's really long.
I put together a show. That's why, and it actually still turned out to be shorter because of the rain and everything.
Oh yeah, but I think because it was that length, like, and this is a multi-generational show, right?
Exactly.
And with having an event that long, obviously, like the point is to get everyone.
Exactly.
So if it's earlier, you can get like more of like the family vibe. You could get like little babies. You could get the grandmas. They could hang out, and then they could go.
They could leave, and then the adults come out to play.
Yeah, the adults that their knees still work. And they could drop it low and stay till the end.
Yeah, they can still
you have that too.
They can still do their dances. But
I think probably for some people, the entire length, they were just like, I can't do it.
What's crazy is some people actually said that it should have been earlier.
Some people said it should have been earlier. My family said it should have been later.
See, some people said,
but we're like night people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people say earlier, some people say later. But once again, there's a lot of other factors that come into it. Of course, you would know. But we had a lot of other factors that came into it. That's why I couldn't put it so late, or I couldn't put it so early, or whatever the case may be. So at the end of the day, honestly, it was just what I wanted.
You did it. Yeah, you guys did it, and that's
But let's talk about some of these artists,
Mhm.
just real quick. So, I had so most of the artists were hand selected by me
Mhm.
for a reason.
Okay.
So each one was a different genre of music,
Mhm.
and each one was meant to showcase their talents because they are all most of them are not new artists.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
a lot of them are just unknown to our
Here.
here and to our culture
Yes.
and to our people. He has a group and they go out into the communities and they perform and they put on shows and
Nice.
do all of that. And they've been doing that for so long. So, for him, he definitely gave me his input into, how to run the show and how to put together
Mhm.
everything. So, that was a big deal. So shout out Frank Knight, Frank Nizza, go support Frank Knight, hip hop. Next was Ryan Drews. Ryan Drews is R&B. He's also a singer songwriter who's been around for years as well. TC, I know I don't think it was you, but I know there was somebody else. I think he went to. I think it was Candace. I think Candace shot the video where he has a video with Stig the artist.
Oh, a Stig.
So,
Okay.
And he performed it too. He performed his part at ParkFest. So, if you go back and look on YouTube, you'll see Ryan Drews featuring Stig the artist, and you can watch the video. And he's R&B, so I figured it's something soulful, something nice.
Yeah.
Little, girls love him.
For the ladies.
The ladies love him. He's chocolate. Who don't like chocolate? I don't know.
Or people that don't, I don't know, hate themselves.
So
I mean, we grow some of the best cacao
yeah,
in the world.
I guess he would be one. You get what I'm saying? So,
But
so he was there. He performed. After that, of course, I had. Who else am I missing? I'm missing somebody.
So we had you talking about in New York?
Yes, I'm talking about our U.S. Belizean artists. Of course, I know my girl Yanni, but I was saving her for last. Saint, there you go.
Hey,
how did I forget my guy Saint? Man, that's who.
I don't know.
So
Saint, because I remember seeing his performance because we got there like after 5, so I think maybe like the first 2 we met.
Yes. So Saint, man, Saint.
He put on a good performance.
Saint is great.
Then he was like shooting people. Yes. I was like, oh.
So Saint was a part of our marketing team, our media team. So
that makes sense. Now that makes sense because I was like, you're just on stage now. You're taking pictures. I'm confused.
Yeah. So Saint's mother, her name is Charmaine Lopez. She's
Lopez, Alata Lopez.
Yes. So she's she's a part of Empowerment Lifestyle Network, which is a Belizean owned television network.
Okay.
To empower, our people and all people to try to, improve their life, learn about financial literacy and all of that great stuff.
Oh, nice.
So, they do training seminars every Saturday. So go, check them out.
Nice.
But Charmaine, that's her thing is marketing sponsorship. So of course I hired her. She's also a longtime friend of my mom. So,
amazing,
right?
Fam.
Funny thing, 3 months before ParkFest, of course, we stumbled onto her because my mom was like, I was like, we need sponsorships. We need sponsors. I was like, I need help. And my mom was like, oh, that's Charmaine's lane.
Don't you love how your parents like give you a link at the last minute? I'm like, why couldn't you tell me that?
So
a few months prior.
And then mind you, I already know Charmaine. So I'm like, I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, I've been doing that for years. And I'm like, well, what do you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's just always how it is. Yeah.
But it's crunch time too. 3 months was tough. But she jumped on board, and then it turned out that, she introduced me to Saint, and Saint is an artist who's also he's done a lot of songs. He actually produces a lot of big name albums already.
Oh, nice.
And he's got songs with like Young Thug and things like that. So he's been in the game for a while, and his name is out there. Once again, he's just not known to our people.
True. Yeah.
And you saw his performance, you heard his songs. His songs are great too. He does the drill and B, which I really like. Because it's the mix and it's the new flavor right now. Anyway.
True. Yeah.
So, just to see that happen and have him there, that was great. From there, after him was of course one of our favorites, which is the queen herself, Yanni. right? So Yanni and her band, same thing. They've been performing for years,
Okay, yeah.
right? Same thing, and she's big here as well. You know, she's got like over 15,000 plays on her most recent song
Oh wow, yeah.
on Spotify. So if you look it up, you'll see it. You know, we spent a lot of the artists that I chose. We pretty much went and saw them perform live.
As you
You
should.
know,
Yeah.
we went and actually went all over. You know, we went to Jersey, we went to Manhattan, wherever they were performing, and people would let us know.
Yeah,
I
you
made sure
pulled
to take
up.
the time out and go and see them,
Mhm.
and really listen and sit there and
Yeah.
enjoy the vibes. And like you saw, they came out and they performed.
Mhm.
They they may not have been known to the people who were there, but their performances, you can tell that they're not new to it,
Yeah.
right? So we moved on from there. Same, but the Queen Yanni, she was amazing from the day we met her.
Big fan.
Same thing. Her mother reached out to my mom.
Yo, shout out to the Belizean moms that
Belize's
link you
moms
with
never
people that you should have known
they never
a
let you
100 years
down.
ago, but in a pinch, they'll be
That's
like,
when
"Oh
they
yeah,
yeah,
this one
that's when
does
they pop out. That's when they
this."
show up. But she came through and it mattered. So Yanni's mom introduced us and sent us videos and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, you should really, ask my daughter to be a part of this because she's really good."
My favorite thing in life is like a parent that is a fan
Of course.
of their child's work.
And her mother goes to most of her shows too.
Love, love. I love that so much.
So
It's one of my favorite
I'll give
things.
you another story afterwards. And then so continuing on, then from
Yeah.
there, that was my section is that I had the American Belizeans go first.
Yeah.
Then I had the Belizeans.
Mm-hmm.
I like to call them my imports.
Not the imports,
You
not the
know.
people from the country.
Those are my imports. I love them. I love them. So once again, Shadow, Kylon, Yas Talia, amazing,
Mm-hmm.
amazing artists. They're all once again not new to it.
Yeah.
They're very big in Belize.
Yep.
But of course, they're not known on this side. So that was my whole big thing to bring the artists from there here to get a bigger platform and
Mm-hmm.
expose themselves to the community here. So that way, they're a little more known
True.
and they could get that support.
Yeah.
Especially us being New Yorkers, we love music. We love
Yeah.
going out.
This is where it is.
Yeah,
This
we
is
love
like the industry is here.
Yeah, and we support, other cultures, artists all the time.
All the time.
All the time. So why not support our own?
Mm-hmm.
So, my imports, they came.
I mean, but you also like in addition to them, you also had like Clayton Williams
Yes.
and Asiatic.
Yes. But that was my culture section.
Oh, that's another section.
That's
Okay.
another section.
What's the Garifuna section?
Yeah,
Specifically.
Yeah, so if no one
Okay.
really paid attention to the lineup, the way it was set up,
I mean, I was paying attention.
of course, but for the people who were just there visiting, just there to have a good time, if you paid attention to the lineup, you would see that I actually put a lot of thought and love into my lineup.
Yeah.
Right? So, once again, my 3 imports, they came, they shut it down. Kylon's great. Yas Taya's amazing voice.
Yeah, she has a great voice.
And then Shadow, of course, she came for the soca, but Shadow is not um Shadow is not and she's an artist,
Mm-hmm.
but when I had met her, she is actually Echo's wife.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, originally it was supposed to be Echo Middleton and Jay Money.
Yes,
Because
yes, you did
the
say
3 of them are a part of Passion Vibes Entertainment.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be them 3.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the visa situation, I had to move on.
Yeah.
Find some people that I can get. So once again, shout out to Echo Middleton doing his thing. One of the best soca artists out of Belize, hands down. Jay Money, one of the best dance hall artists right now, especially as the ghetto voice of the youth. Shout him out. Big up Shadow. Once again, Shadow is not. When I met her, she didn't say she was an artist. She was just a manager.
Okay. Gotta
Just a
do
manager.
You gotta
She's
do
a manager. She's a manager, singer, songwriter.
Okay.
Right? because she wrote the song for Echo, which is the Code 501 song that's really big and popular.
Okay.
And so she wrote that for him. It took off. So she was great. She's a great artist. The only thing is that when things didn't work out with Echo and J Money, I had still invited her and said, hey,
Come through.
Come, I would still love to have you, because that way I can have you represent your artist and represent Belize at the same time.
Oh, of course, yes.
You get what I'm saying? And then I still wanted a soca vibe.
Yeah.
I still wanted to promote the soca that's coming from Belize.
Catch all the genres.
So I knew she had soca songs, and then I also asked her and Echo if they would be cool with her performing Echo song.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's why we got the blessing for that, and we did it. She, like I said, if it wasn't for her, we probably wouldn't have gotten a lot of the contacts that we did. Right. So a lot of the people a lot of the artists, a lot of connections was through her.
Okay.
So
she the big boss.
So in a way, yes. In a way, but she did what she had to do for us.
Yeah.
Moving on from there, then we got into my culture section. In my culture section, I really took a lot of pride in that culture section, because that culture section was huge. We had the 2 new young bands, Garifuna bands. They're not all Belizean; they're mixed cultures.
Someone from Honduras, right?
Every different part, it was amazing. So I had Dynasty New Generation.
Oh yes.
And then I had Los Rejects. Shout out to my guy Homie. My guy Homie was with me from the start. From the time I met him, Homie he promised me. He said anything I need, he'll help me, and he did. He delivered. DJ Primetime. Nobody sleep on DJ Primetime. DJ Primetime is my guy, and he also helped me. It was him that connected me to Homie, and we all pretty much just gelled from the time we met.
It's amazing.
Los Rejects, amazing band. They're the younger band. So they're still coming. They actually just dropped an album. I forgot what it's called. I'm sorry, guys. But go stream it on Apple. Just look up Los Rejects.
Okay.
And they have a whole bunch of album. And the way their music is, too, is that they have like a little spin on Punta as well, where they're bringing like the New York vibe to it as well.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Right. Dynasty New Generation band, my guy Jay and my guy Ron, DJ Troubles. I think a lot of people know DJ Troubles, right? Right, TC? A lot of people know Troubles, right? Because Troubles is one of the baddest DJs. That's a fact, right?
I would think so.
Well, I know DJ Troubles is one of the baddest DJs, but he's also bad on the drums, and he's the drummer for the band as well. And those guys, same thing. We were here with them. We came to the same spot where we did the rehearsals.
Okay.
So, they were here knocking it out with Asiatic. So
Asiatic.
World famous.
No, world famous. Yeah.
World famous.
No Instagram account, but it's okay.
All right. Little story. Asiatic's Instagram was hacked, so that's why he doesn't have.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yes,
I was like, when I made my little recap, I did a reel, and I'm like tagging everyone. I'm like,
yes. So Asiatic's Instagram was hacked, so that's why he doesn't have it. But he's on Facebook. So
okay.